Hello everyone. My greetings to one and all. This is the 8th session on determination of income and employment. In the previous session, you have understood the equilibrium process through aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach. I am Poonam Vohra from Macroeconomics Learning Center. This session focuses on the tabular presentation of the equilibrium process through aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach. So let's understand the equilibrium process through a numerical example. Let us understand the equilibrium level of income and employment with the help of this tabular presentation. The information provided here is national income, employment, consumption, and investment. Rest can be derived. It is possible to find savings when consumption is known. It is possible to find aggregate demand as it is by adding consumption and investment. It is possible to find aggregate supply by adding consumption and savings. So one can always find the level of inventory and infer the impact on income and employment accordingly. The level of income varies from 100 to 600. Employment level also varies from 10 lakh of people to 35 lakhs of people. When income or output is 100, 10 lakhs of people are employed, consumption is 120. Investment is known as 40. So savings would be Y minus C, that is 100 minus 120, which will be minus 20. This is this savings. So one can find aggregate demand C plus I, that is 120 plus 40, 160. One can find aggregate supply C plus S, 120 plus minus 20, which is 100. So inventory is less, that is supply, aggregate supply is less than the aggregate demand. So inventory is minus 60. In the second case, when income is 200 and 15 lakhs of people are employed, consumption is 200. That means there is no savings. Investment remains the same, which is 40. Savings 0. So aggregate demand is 200 plus 40. It is 240. Aggregate supply is 200 plus 0, which is 200. Here also aggregate supply is less than aggregate demand. So inventory is minus 40. Similarly, one can find savings in each case. Investment is known, aggregate demand and aggregate supply, and hence inventory level in each case. And by observing it closely, one finds that when income is 400 with 25 lakhs of people being employed, consumption is 360. So savings would be 400 minus 360, which is 40. Investment is 40 as given. Aggregate demand would be C plus I, 360 plus 40, 400. Aggregate supply is C plus S, 360 plus 40, once again it is 400, and inventory level is 0. And after this point, one finds that inventories are positive as aggregate demand in the rest of the two cases is greater than aggregate supply. Hence, inventory is positive. Now, what does it mean so far as impact on income and employment is concerned? In all the cases where inventory is in negative. Employment and income will increase simply because there is an increase in aggregate demand, which is less than the aggregate supply. At this level of 400 level of income, there is zero inventory. That means the economy is in equilibrium. And at this level, one finds that less than full employment exists. Full employment would be when 35 lakhs of people get employed. Here, 25 lakhs are employed. So it is less than full employment. And after this point, with positive inventory level, now that aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand, so income as well as employment will start declining. As per the classical view, equilibrium is possible only when there is full employment, which is criticized by Keynes, and according to the new explanation, equilibrium is possible even at less than full employment when 25 lakhs of people are employed. Now assess yourself and identify whether the following statement made is true or false. The statement is, in the Keynesian model, short period equilibrium is discussed with reference to constant price level. Please check your answer. The statement is a true statement. Price level remains constant because Keynes assumed that aggregate supply is perfectly elastic owing to the existence of excess capacity. I hope you have understood the tabular presentation of the equilibrium process of income and employment through aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session would focus on the diagrammatic presentation of the equilibrium process. Till then, keep reading and keep practicing.